Most people don't like to hear this, but overwhelm is a self-created experience and it doesn't have to be the default. If you're in midlife, you probably have big goals across different areas of your life: work, career, relationships, social life, and whatnot. But the thing is, if you are juggling so many balls, overwhelm is a very common experience. It's optional. Hi, I'm Monica Vegalam. I'm a leadership development coach. And I have seen this particular pattern of overwhelm play out again and again in my own life and even with the people that I support. I call this the pattern of fire and ice. Fire is you are purposeful. You have goals, you are going after them, and then you create projects, tasks, and then you have ideas on how to execute those. And at some point, as you're executing, as you're taking on more things, at some point you feel overwhelmed. Then at that point, you just want to take a break. Then you enter the ice part of the pattern, which is like wanting to rest, wanting to pause your projects, or it can also look pretty innocent and useful, like setting boundaries, prioritizing, cutting down tasks, etc., etc. None of that is wrong. It's recommended. But the thing is, if you are doing those things to solve the overwhelm, it is part of the whole pattern of fire and ice. Imagine playing out the fire and ice pattern for many, many decades of your life. Look back at your life. You might have already been doing that since probably your teenage years to handle the challenging tasks with deadlines. At some point, it stops working. It takes a toll on your body. It makes you miss things that might be crucial for what you're building. If you keep yourself in the fire and ice pattern, you might even waste years in moving towards your goals. The tricky part is whatever you try to do to solve the overwhelm falls into the ice part of the pattern. How do you address it? The solution is not to try to fix the overwhelm. It's actually to create more clarity and understanding of yourself. Here are 3 steps to do it. First step, for some time, just believe that you are creating the overwhelm yourself. And then, if that were true, notice how you're doing that. Notice in the moment, catch yourself taking on tasks, projects, and executing on every idea that you get. And then notice the other part of the cycle too, the ice part, which might look like, hey, I feel so tired, I want to go away, or what's the point of doing this? So I'm just going to rest. It might look like taking a vacation, pausing your project and saying that it's not important. Maybe you tell yourself, oh, work-life balance is so important, so I'm going to rest for some time so I can get back. Notice yourself creating the ice part of the fire and ice pattern. Now, second step, if you don't have to live out your life in fire and ice pattern, then what can you build? What can you achieve? What can you accomplish? Make that your goal. The third step is, how do you want the journey to look like? Remember, overwhelm is optional. If that were the case, then how do you want to spend what do you want to experience in the next 10, 20 years of your life? An experience of wonder, delight, or joy. What does that look like? It's different for each person. So what do you want the experience of the journey? And make that part of your goal. So here's the bottom line. Overwhelm is an optional experience. You can achieve your most ambitious goals without overwhelm.